So, my name is Joshua Laryea, for those of you who don't know me, and I'm continuing a series on evangelism, and in particular talking about evangelizing to atheists, or just about how to reach atheists with the gospel. And, you know, off the bat, I kind of want to just share some disclaimers with you guys. I am not an apologist. Apologist is someone who defends the faith, who makes a living out of just sharing ways that they can defend the gospel, the Bible, scriptures. And I don't want to dive into that tonight. What I want to do instead is actually focus on how we can be able to just talk and engage in dialogue with people who may not necessarily believe in God, right? What does that look like? What are some landmines that maybe we as Christians step into that diminishes the opportunity to share our faith, or diminishes the opportunity for people to hear what we have to say about our faith? And that's what I want to talk about more tonight. And I want to start the story with a funny story that I came across. So I am originally from Ghana, and for those of you who don't know much about Ghana, it's a country in West Africa, and most of the people I grew up with were Christians. I would say, if not Christians, they had some belief in God. And coming to the States, there was a lot of culture shock. Encountering that, especially because I came to Stevens, and you know, it was tough because I came from a background expecting everyone to be able to understand my conversation about God, or understand where I was at. But I found a lot of times that wasn't the case, and that I needed to be careful about how I spoke about my faith and how I talked about my relationship with God. My roommate was a lot of help with this when I came, and he actually got me into. He loved throwing me off. He loved getting me into trouble with conversations that I'd have. I'll give you an example. There was one time I walked into the room. I walked into my dorm room, and he happened to be talking with some friends I didn't know, and I think for some reason they're talking about God, and he goes, but hey, you know what? Joshua is a Christian, and he believes that you guys are going to hell. And I was like, oh, where do you go from there? How can you engage in a conversation about God in a way that is helpful and not harmful, in a way that encourages people to see the grace and amazing nature of God instead of being turned away, as so many people are right now. And I think the first thing we need to understand is we need to understand the people we're talking to. So what is an atheist? Because someone told me, what does it mean to be an atheist? So from friends, what does it mean to be an atheist? Anyone? Yeah.
Just believe that God doesn't exist.
Awesome. Yeah. Believe that God doesn't exist. Anyone else? Yeah.
Someone who embraces the question of the unknown with just things that you can physically see and just the physical. So everything is explained by science, everything is explained by what's perceived to be logic.
Awesome. Right. That's absolutely right. And you know, as I was doing research and looking up what it means, and just from my background, actually just going through research today, that's one thing I found. Atheists, there are a lot of different beliefs, because that's not something they agree with, but their views is that it's not a disbelief in God or a denial of God, but rather it's a lack of belief in God. That they're like, you know what? We don't see the evidence. We don't see the proof. There is no concrete data that says there is a God, and so I'm not going to believe it, right? And in light of that, how can we engage them in conversations in the midst of this? In the midst of this, maybe disparity between our beliefs and disparity between our views. And, you know, I think we can learn a lot from Jesus Christ and the way he related with people who didn't share his views, didn't share his views. And the main thing I think we need to take away is to look at is that, to ask the question, do you love atheists? Do you love the people around you? And if it is true, then I think we need to just be a little more basic about this. If we do love the people around us as Christ has called us to, then we should get to know them. Right? Then we should start a conversation even before religion and just try to understand who they are, what their beliefs are, become friends with them. And as we dive into that, we can be able to understand their worldview, be able to understand what that looks like. In Mark chapter 2, verse 13 to 17, it says, once again, Jesus went out beside the lake, and a large crowd came to him, and he began to teach them. As he walked along, he saw Levi, son of Alphaeus, sitting at the tax collector's booth. And he said, follow me. Jesus told him, and Levi got up and followed him. While Jesus was having dinner at Levi's house, many tax collectors and sinners were eating with him and his disciples. For there were many who followed him. One of the teachers of the law, who were the Pharisees, saw him eating with sinners and tax collectors. They asked the disciples, why does he eat with tax collectors and sinners? When hearing this, Jesus said to them, it's not the healthy who need a doctor, but the sick. I am not come to call the righteous, but sinners. In this passage, we see and understand that Jesus loved the people around him, irrespective of their background, irrespective if they were Jewish or not Jewish, irrespective of their personal beliefs in God. He loved them. And his love for them was expressed not in just sharing his views, his belief system, or his views about God. It went to actually hanging out with them. He wanted to have dinner with them. He wanted to talk to them. He wanted to have fun with them. He wanted to get to know them. Right? And as Christians, that's what, especially as college students, you know, I think I heard this quote. I think it was Caleb who said that. Or I think he heard it from someone else. He was saying that college students don't vote with their money, they vote with their time. Right? And one of the greatest ways we can show love for people, especially as college students, and even as after college, it's with your time, right? Do you want to spend time with the people around you? Right? How do you arrange your priorities in your schedule to show the people around you love you? Are you a good friend? Right? And as Christians, that should be our unique identifier, right? Jesus says in John 13:35, by this all men will know, right, that you are my disciples if you have love for one another. Right? That is the unique identifier of Christians throughout the ages, right? That we love those around us, that we are willing to spend our time, our money, our hearts loving those not like us, willing to go across the oceans, not just to tell them all across the other sides, but actually to get to know the people, to get to know their needs, to engage them where they are, right? And to help them however we can, and to show them that God loves them by the way we love them, right? And I think that's one thing sometimes we lose track of in wanting to just tell people about God, His goodness, His greatness, right? We lose track, or we lose sight of the fact that God loves them and wants us to get to know them and to actually care about them. The second thing we should be looking at is, as I think I mentioned, is willing to understand and address their beliefs or their views, I should say. And we talked about the one right there. We talked about that they do not believe in God. And one thing, as I was doing research, as I'm talking to people and atheists, I realized that they don't all have unique beliefs. Right? Some believe in some things, or some have one views, others don't share those same views. But here are some main ones I want to talk about, I want to look at. And as these things come up, and as you ask about them, try not to focus on getting into an argument or trying to disprove your beliefs, but rather to understand how these views impact the way they make decisions, impact the way they live their life, impact their values or their priorities in life. And I feel like where the rubber hits the road, that's where we can actually have a very fruitful discussion and have a great conversation. And so let's look at some of them. So one of the main ones is we believe that something came from nothing, right? We believe in the Big Bang, right? That the universe was created out of nothing, right? It was an event. We're not sure exactly what caused the event, but that's how the world was created. That's how the universe was created, right? Whereas Christians, we would say that God created the world, right? We see the wonder of this world and we find comfort in the greatness of our God, right? In Romans 1:20 it says, "For since the creation of the world, God's invisible qualities, eternal power, divine nature, have been clearly seen, being understood from what has been made, so that people are without excuse." Right? And that verse is pretty much talking, Paul is pretty much saying that, hey, you know what? When I look at the world, I see God. I see His greatness. I see His wonder. I see His might. Right? And people understand, okay, what does that look like? And how does that impact the way you see the world, the way you see life? Right? The second thing is, first life came from no life. Right? The life was a happy accident, right? Based on certain circumstances, certain events caused life to be created. Right? And from that first life came all life. Right? Through natural selection and evolution. Right? But we believe that we were created in God's image. Right? That God purposefully created you and me. Right? That He had a plan and a purpose behind that. Right? And so what does that look like in when you get sick? Right? Or a relative has cancer? What does that look like? And how do we deal with that? Knowing that God created us, knowing that there is a purpose behind it. How does that impact our lives in the way we value other people, right? And the way we treat others. The third thing is illusion of mind, right? One of the views atheists believe is that if there is no God, right, I don't have a body. I don't have a body. I am my body. Right? That I don't have a soul, there is no soul, there is no spirit, there is no consciousness, right? But I am this. I am a sum of electrons and neurons firing, right, causing me to speak, believe, and act. In light of that, there is the illusion of free will. Sam Harris talks about this, the law of determinism. There is no free will. He says, we know that determinism in every sense relevant to human behavior is true. Unconscious neural events determine our thoughts and actions, and are themselves determined by prior causes of which we are subjectively unaware. Just because you can do what you want does not mean you have free will. So this is another belief or view some atheists have. But there is no free will. Hey, everything is determined, right? Based on who you are, based on your neurochemistry. It is what it is. But we believe in free will. Right? We believe that God has given us freedom to choose to believe in Him, right? To choose to be more than who we are, right? To be like Christ. Right? He's given us the capacity to love beyond measure. And He calls us, right, to do more than we could even imagine, right? By trusting and hoping and believing in Him, right? And so we have faith that, hey, no matter the circumstances, no matter how big things or how impossible things, we can have faith in him. That he can carry us. He can make a way where there seems to be no way. And in the midst of these, we can shed light based on how we encounter circumstances based on it. Another thing is the delusion of value. You guys know about the immorality of atheism. They don't believe that there is a universal law. and the kind of conversation that can come from it. Because, we could say that, I have a truth and you have a truth. But, when we talk about justice, right, we can't say, well, I have my justice and you're going to have your justice, right? That's tough, because I want my justice to be applied to everyone. I want justice, not just for myself, my loved ones, right? But for someone who hurts or harms me. Right? And we believe that, that God has says that He is just. He is a just and righteous God, that He will avenge, that He will pay. Right? And we believe that God has laid down a role for us to follow. He calls us to live and act as He lives in us. And in light of these views, we can have conversations as we get to know people, as we share, as we walk through circumstances, as we build relationships and trust, right? As we kind of just live life and talk about, school and how tough things are, or just the struggles of life, or girlfriends and the mess, that entanglement of relationships. We can have conversations based on our worldviews, right? Based on our beliefs, based on what Christ means to us, right? And how they see the world. Right? These relationships can build and trigger conversations. And in these circumstances, I love to ask questions, right? To really just not feel like, hey, I have all the answers because I'm a Christian, but to honestly ask questions. So what does this look like in your life? So why did you make that decision? Right? Why did you act that way? Why did you say that? And sometimes it can be annoying, but honestly, if you care about them and they see that you care about them and you can develop that friendship, they'll be willing to answer, right? As I would be when I to my friends, right, who I know care about, who are trying it out for my own good, right? The last thing I want to talk about is that we are called and we should be willing to engage in discussion. I talked about sensitivity in the beginning and how sometimes we can be misrepresented and how we communicate our values and our beliefs. And some of it can come from ignorance, just unknownness. I'll give a little story about when I came to the States. One of the things I got asked a lot that really turned me off was people would ask me like, hey, so how do you live in Africa? Do you live in like mud huts? And it's like it wasn't me. Sometimes I'll give you the benefit of that. It wasn't mean, or anything, but they just didn't know, right? And their questions and just the dialogue, I felt disrespected, looked down upon. And we as Christians need to be aware of that. And in our willingness to engage, we need to be sensitive, right? And our sensitivity should be countered by humility. Because we believe that we are all sinners, right? We all fall short. we don't come from a higher moral plane or we are better than them. We believe that, hey, you know, it's just by grace, right, that I am saved. It's just by God's unmerited favor, right, that I have a relationship with Him. And I want to share that. I want to share the fact that, you know, God loves me and He loves you. And He wants a relationship with you. And I want to talk about that with you. And I want to share an amazing relationship you can have with Him. I want you to get to know Him as I know Him. The next thing is courage. Right? We need to have courage. We need to be willing to engage. In the midst of, and yes, I know, you may not be the greatest apologist. You know, you may not necessarily have studied all or have all the answers. And you know what? That's okay. That's okay. We can still have a boldness to share. Does anyone know Romans 1:16? Romans 1:16? Anyone? For I am not ashamed of the gospel. Right? For it's the power of God, right? For the salvation to all those who believe. Rest of the Jew and rest of the Gentile. Right? That should move you. Right? We have this amazing gift that God has given us. Right? Amazing hope and peace. And I don't know, are you experiencing that hope and peace in your relationship with God? And sometimes maybe that's the case. Maybe something you aren't experiencing joy in Christ. You aren't experiencing peace. You aren't experiencing His love. And so maybe that's holding you back from sharing with others. Right? If that's the case, hey, I would love to have a conversation with you. I would love to talk to you about that. I would love for you to experience the goodness of God. Because if you're experiencing it, if God really is making a difference in your life, if God is really the foundation, the hope, that joy, that peace, it should drive you to give the boldness to share it with others. God has made a difference in my life. Right? Irrespective of the circumstances. Because I've been through circumstances. I've been through heartache and pain, man. And I'm so grateful for the fact that I knew God through it. I'm so thankful for that. And I want my friends to experience that. I want them to experience His love. I want them to experience His joy. So that should drive you to move past indifference. Indifference, guys. Because we are in a community surrounded by non-believers. I think being on Stephen's campus is an awesome mission trip. Like, you will go to other areas and actually find, like, you surrounded by more Christians than you are on campus. Because on Stevens, you are the minority, right, as Christians, right? It's such an awesome opportunity for you to find great conversations with people who don't share your beliefs, who maybe are just checked out. You know, it's not a priority. Religion is not a priority. You know, I'm focusing on academics, I'm focusing on school, I'm just living that college life, YOLO, right? And it's an awesome opportunity for you to engage that, for you to share, right, what Christ has done in your life in incredible ways. Right? I'm gonna end it there. And I want to encourage you guys. There is a lot of literature that I guess I want to actually talk about that. If you guys are looking for ways that you can be engaged in having conversation with apologetics, a great resource that you can look at is a book called Tactics by Greg Coco. It's an awesome way for you can just humbly and gently engage in conversations about your faith. I'd love to talk to you about that. But at the heart of evangelism, the heart of reaching out to the atheists is love, right? It's just the incredible love God has shared with us that we can give to them. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, I thank you so much for your grace and your love. I thank you so much for how amazing you are in our life. I thank you so much for the hope, the peace that you bring to those who know you. And God, I want to pray that you will be present in our lives, that you will, Lord, give us the courage and the boldness to speak and share our faith with others. I pray that you will help us to be aware of the words we speak and for us not to ever push those away from us by being insensitive or proud. But Lord, you will just display your humility. We will display your love. We will display your grace and your care for those around us. We will be willing to sacrifice as you sacrificed, to just demonstrate your amazing, incredible love to those around us, that people will see us, hear us, and see you. Lord, I thank you for today, and I pray that you help us, Lord, to take these words home and be transformed by them. In Jesus' name I pray.